Hello friends, this is Ajmal. Life inspirational. Books are very much important in our life. Books play an important role in transforming every individual's life. So in that manner, the topic what we're going to witness today is summary of 4-hour work week. So it will be in the language of English and the speaker will be Ajmal. It's me. And the title what we're going to see is 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss. The main concept of this book was to just say or just to prove that how to escape the 9 to 5 routine which we all have been stuck, or we just planning how to escape from this 9 to 5 routine. So come, let's witness the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss. Summary of 4-hour work week by Ajmal US English. Hope this video will be very much useful to you. Tim Ferriss came out with his famous controversial book named 4-hour work week. Escape your 9 to 5, live anywhere and join the new rich. This book was written in 2007. And interestingly, the book has sold more than 1.3 million copies. Not only that, this book has also been translated into 35 languages. So, what we need to know is we all have been thinking or we all have been expecting what is the alternate to our 9 to 5. I could say this book teaches you how to escape your 9 to 5. And more interestingly, importantly, not only all other facts, this book also has another wonderful fact that it has been the best seller for more than 4 years. Best seller for more than 4 years by New York Times. The core idea behind the book is to work less and make more money. Pretty much like work smarter, not harder. Now, before coming towards the topic of how to adapt a 4-hour work week culture, let's first address the fire it has stirred. The book gave birth to an endless debate of whether it's realistic and can work for anybody, or it's just a myth and doesn't really fit in with the real world problems. So, basically, there are two extremes to this, both quite strong, we must agree. Tim says that in order to boost team motivation, you only need to manage your time smartly, rather than fitting everything in your schedule to achieve more. Somehow, move somewhere in the world, take your computer with you and work remotely whenever you want to. So that basically the cruise of 4-hour work week. How to adapt 4-hour work week culture. If you have hated the long hours at the office, this is the good news for you. You don't have to anymore. The lazy bumper inside you may get too excited, but that's not mean you don't have to work at all. There's another game behind this. So come, let's witness that also for your brief understanding. The whole concept revolving around the 4-hour work week emphasizes that all of us have enough time. We just don't know how to manage it effectively. There's no such thing as too busy or too little time. Some of the key things from the book that can help you in adapting the 4-hour work week culture are as follows. Before that, I could able to repeat the point. We just don't know how to manage it effectively. Time. The point number 1 could be pursue your passion. I could repeat, pursue your passion. There is no questioning the fact that most of the people you know have 9 to 5 jobs that they probably dread. Working 40 hours weeks, jumping from payday to payday is the norm. Tim Ferriss suggests breaking this norm. He urges to look deep within yourself and embrace your entrepreneurial instincts. Sit back and evaluate what you want to do with your life. Find your passion and just go for it. This tip is particularly useful for people who want to break the shackles of corporate slavery and run a business of their own. There is a dedicated section of the book where Tim gives suggestions for running a successful business. The point number 2 is apply the 80-20 principle. Keeping in context the 80-20 Pareto principle, Tim Ferriss urges that we need 20% of the work that draws 80% of our productivity and leave the rest. To put in simple words, 80% of our business revenues come from just 20% of our customers. This is what you need to identify. When it comes to your business, find those valuable customers and invest your time and efforts into retaining them. Tim Ferriss applied this principle to his life, and within the month his income jumped from $30,000 to $60,000 and his weekly working hours dropped from 80 to 15. The third point could be delegate and automate your task. Tim Ferriss says, never automate something that can be eliminated. Never automate something that can be eliminated, and never delegate something that can be automated or streamlined. If there is a thing that can be easily managed by a machine, it should be don't try to do everything by yourself and waste your precious time and energies. Another thing in the 4-hour work week teaches us is that start outsourcing your work. If there's a task that someone else can do for you better than you, wait for no further and delegate it immediately. For delegating tasks, hire a virtual personal assistant. This assistant will look at all the trivial and important tasks for you and will save you ample time to focus on things that matter. So the thing we must need to take away from this is never automate something that can be eliminated and never delegate something that can be automated. The fourth point could be cultivate the sense of selective ignorance. You have been working peacefully at your workstation and a small email pop-up appears. You are too tempted to check it instantly and you do. Now, you are stuck in a continuous cycle of follow-ups. When adapting to the 4-hour work week, teach yourself to ignore all the unimportant or irrelevant interruptions. Don't check your social media again and again in the name of getting a break. So what is the takeaway from this point could be, you are tempted to check it instantly and you do. So just remember, you have to follow the cultivation of sense of selective ignorance. The fifth point could be making a to-do list. That is, make a to-do and not to-do list. Most of the times we only make a to-do list and summarize the stuff we need to do. But half of the times our list consists of things that do not necessarily need our attention. The principle of delegation fits here perfectly. Make a list of all the tasks that you can easily delegate to someone else so that you can divert your attention towards more important tasks for the day. Now coming towards the other side of the coin. To counter the above discussion, second extreme implies there are people who have worked hard to reach where they are right now. Yeah, they didn't work only 4 hours a week to achieve their goals. If let's suppose they did, they probably couldn't get there what they wanted. Because the universal truth is that in order to achieve something big, you need to strive. And for that, you need time. Lots and lots of it. So where exactly does this 4-hour work week theory fits? Now here. Another matter of the fact being pointed out by this bunch of intellectuals is that unless you already have a steady stream of revenue coming from some .com platform that you have outsourced, making money requires a lot of time. It doesn't happen overnight. Two of the biggest negatives pointed out about this book are as follows. The one is entrepreneurship is not everyone's forte. As much as it sounds tempting to run one's own business, let's admit the fact that not everyone is talented enough to make it through. An overwhelming amount of people who work at a 9 to 5 job is doing it to make ends meet. Jump on the bandwagon of entrepreneurship only if you have the energies and resources to make it work without giving up in the middle. Because entrepreneurship requires your utmost dedication, sleepless nights, and definitely more than a 4-hour work week. Second one, competition at work is real. In today's economy, you don't succeed by working less, and working more does not necessarily come in this category of not being smarter. At times, you need to put in those extra hours to make a mark at work, to bring more value to our work, and to earn an extra buck, you have to give in more than expected. This is what the 4-hour work week certainly does not address. With what being said, you don't have to drain yourself of energies or overwhelm yourself with a plethora of work. Take a break whenever you have to and opt for work what brings you joy. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your work preferences and how things fit in with your schedule. Which end of the discussion do you agree with? Share your views with us in the comments below. Thank you, friends. I hope this video is very much useful to you. If it's so, do hit the like button